Alright, well, here's what we're running. Got a couple mags loaded up with the stingers and a couple loaded up with the punch. Let's give it a try. Oh, you ready to shoot? Hey everybody, welcome back to Gilly's Guns. So today we're out on the range doing a little ammo test here. Got my hands on some of this Federal Punch 22. This is a 29 grain personal defense bullet. I'm not a big fan of 22 caliber for personal defense, but you know, if that's all you got or that's all you can shoot, then by all means it works. Nobody wants to get shot with a 22 either. So it says this stuff has a 1,070 feet per second muzzle velocity achieved through a 2-inch barrel. Well, the closest thing I got to a 2-inch barrel is the Beretta 21A, and this barrel is about 2 7/16 is about where it's measuring. So a little under 2.5. Now, I ought to be able to see with that extra 1/2-inch barrel that 1,070 feet per second. But my goal today is not to get maximum velocity out of this little gun. It is, will they cycle and are they accurate? So I got a couple targets set up and we'll see if I can hit those targets. I'm only going to be shooting about 5 yards because that ain't a target pistol, and for what I do, if you've watched my utility carry videos, you know that that's more for snakes or, you know, maybe a rabid raccoon that's getting frisky, and at 10 or 15 feet is all the farther away I'm going to shoot at something with that gun in a defensive purpose. And then, you know, I mean, if it was pressed into service for personal defense, you know, I probably would be closer than 5 yards. The fact of the matter is it's probably going to be 0 yards. So I just want to make sure it's going to cycle, make sure it's somewhat accurate, and, you know, compare it to what I call my old standby, which is CCI Stingers. That's what I normally carry in that gun, and it cycles pretty darn well with those. So we'll run both of them through the same test and we'll see if I'm going to switch or not. Alright, first off, I've got the Federal Punch, and we'll run one magazine over the chronograph, which is 7 rounds, and then I'll put 7 on a target. We'll see how they compare. .989, 1,034, 971. Didn't have enough pump to load the next round, so 1,038. Well, it's not looking good for this punch. 1,037. They're at stovepiped. They don't have enough power to cycle the action. 1,026 on that one. So that's not a good sign. If they won't cycle the action, I'm definitely not going to be carrying an ammunition that won't do that. Tell you what, why don't I go ahead and run the CCI over the chronograph. These are Stingers. Same deal, 7 rounds. 937, 982, 988, 961, 1015, 995, 969. So pretty consistent, but velocity wise between the Stinger and the punch. So let's try them for accuracy. All right, on the left-hand side, I'm gonna go with the Federal Punch. And I did oil this firearm, cleaned it and oiled it before I brought it out to give it the best chance. So the cycling issues are ammunition driven. Getting ate up by flies. Some kind of bug. Alright. CCI Stingers going on the right target. Well, let's see how they did. Tell you what, these are the Stingers. Actually, there's one down there, about a 5.5 inch group. And these Federal Punch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Yeah, the Federal Punch actually about a 3.5 inch group. So I can say that I was firing pretty quickly with the Stingers, but you know, I'm surprised that the 29 grain bullet has better accuracy than the 32 grain I think the Stinger is. But well, it's what you got. Too bad it doesn't cycle my gun. All right, guys, the Federal Punch has got me curious, so I want to see what it'll do out of a rifle. This is the Beretta Olympia. Go ahead and leave it semi-auto and see if it cycles. But that Stinger, you know, that stuff 1400 or so out of this rifle. So just wondering, like, will this be similar? The velocities out of my Beretta are the same, or close. Let's try it. $15.93. $15.56. And it's cycling in the rifle. $15.26. $15.33. And $15.42. Well, it cycled. It's actually relatively quiet for going that fast. I may have to put that on paper and just see how it shoots. See if it's even accurate. That may be a heck of a varmint round. Let's try some Stingers. All right. 5 rounds of CCI Stingers. $15.33. $15.90. $15.56. $15.69. And $15.82. Well, pretty similar to that Punch. The Punch isn't quite there. I'd say that the Stinger is a little more consistent, but wonder how accurate it is. All right, guys, well, there you got it. I won't be switching my carry ammo between the CCI Stingers and the Federal Punch. Not in this pistol anyway. Not that it wasn't accurate enough. It did a pretty good job, but it didn't cycle reliably. So CCI Stingers it is. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you tuning in. If you enjoy this sort of thing, please like and subscribe. And I hope you get to get out on the range and do some shooting of your own. I'll see you on the next video.